Yeah, making sure we started that. Sorry, Connor. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I don't mind starting. Um, so the first update that I'll provide you with is regarding the. Oh, would you go back a slide? Actually, I think you skipped over one.
No, it goes back to
Oh,
Karen's.
interesting. Okay. So this interesting. Okay, so this slide is regarding an update regarding changing employers. This research is looking at um, research has typically found individuals that change employers also have an increase in um, wage growth. So this analysis was going and looking into that. Um, Furthermore, considers the relationship and differences between individuals entering and exiting the workforce. We're trying to encompass all individuals. Um, this is in the latter stages of the analysis. So this is so far undergoing implementing comments from internal review. Once that is uh, done, then we'll go over to external review. Then afterwards, I will go to data narrative and then finally publishing it. Next slide, please. This is my current research. It is regarding the ages and stages. The ages and stages is a developmental screening questionnaire that analyzes children regarding a variety of measures, whether it be motor skills or um, social awareness. And individuals that participate in this, uh, they're likely, or this, let me rephrase that. The test has been found to have predictive power in being able to determine educational difficulties for children. And so this is what this analysis is trying to analyze. This is really, pretty early on in the initial research steps. I just finished the initial data query and analysis, so we're going to have to be going a little bit further into the more robust analyses, and then I'll go to the initial write up and review before publishing it. Next slide, please. Um, Lastly, this is looking at out of state labor attendance in Utah's workforce. This analysis looks at individuals from out of state that received state aid and whether or not they are staying in Utah's workforce after receiving their post secondary award. Like the other analysis, this is also undergoing internal review. So once that's all done, I'll implement the comments and then I'll head over to our data partners to hear their insights and what they think. And I believe I'm going to hand it off to Alicia.
Um, Thanks, Connor. Let's see. First, I'm going to talk about engineering pathways. This is RA 22, and it both looks at the secondary preparation that people who later go on to earn an engineering credential um, have, or what they come in with beforehand, and then it also looks at workforce outcomes afterward. And peer review is finished on this one, and it is awaiting manager review. The next slide, please. And then currently I'm working on high school math course taking patterns. And this looks at the highest math that someone takes in high school and then relationships between that and what they do in higher ed. Um, and right now, this one is in data collection as well as the research proposal. The research proposal is also with the manager right now with Ari. I mean, not really because he's on vacation, but is awaiting him when he gets back. And then we'll schedule some initial partner meetings. And then I think I have one more slide, or no, maybe I have two. Program outcomes. Um, this was split into two different portions. Um, and this one is uh, under supervisor review. It's also had a couple of separate offshoots with things like academic affairs at USHE. Um, but uh, yeah, that one is currently with the supervisor as well. And then I think I have one more. Is that right? No? Okay, never mind. RA-17 is not there. I will turn the time back over to Jeremias then.
Thank you so much, Alicia. All right, well, just really quickly provide an update on research data requests that we filled in the last 6 months. So completed, we had education outcomes. That one is done, and then that one was 55, and then 56 and 57 respectively. Education disparities. That data has been quality checked and has been transmitted to the requester. And then 57 was economic impact of U of U and UTU. That data has been quality checked and has been transmitted as well to the requester. So those were the ones that were completed. So I'm going to pass it over now to Brittany for user experience update. Go ahead, Brittany.
All right, thank you. So first, a look back overall on 2025. We released 4 data narratives, and here are images of each of those. So we had 2 in the spring. One was nursing pathways in education and the workforce. And you can see here, here's one of the visuals that Wei Lee created. So it's a cool Sankey showing the pathways visually of nurses or nursing students, and it's interactive. And then we also released prior learning assessments. That's on the bottom right, and Wei also worked on this one. And then new this year, we did create a new data narrative style template. So that's the other 2 that you see here. We did the cost of living and charter school outcomes using this new format. We still use Tableau like we did before. We just created a brand new layout and a new way to navigate through the data and information. And then along with each of these data narratives, we did a public webinar where one of us from UDRC was the host, and then the researcher presented the information. So that was also new this year, and we had great engagement from that. The next slide. So the latest one that we had released was the charter school outcomes, which Karen shared about a little bit earlier. Just wanted to show some of the visuals that were a part of that. So again, the data narrative, top right, that's just another screenshot of one of the pages showing how these visuals were static that we created in Canva. So we started incorporating more static as well as interactive charts, just depending on what the needs were to visualize the data. On the bottom right is a screenshot of our SoundCloud audio summary of the charter school outcomes report. So new this year, we've been using Microsoft Copilot and Clipchamp to help speed up the process to create this audio summary using AI. So it's an AI recording, like 3 to 5 minutes long. This is something we plan to do for each of our data narratives moving forward. So you'll see a link to that in our data narrative. And then we also created a one-page fact sheet. Not necessarily new. We've done this before for our Bagels and Research event, but we decided we wanted to make sure that there was this option available in the data narrative. If someone wanted to download a PDF that just has a few of the main highlights, this is what we've created here. So that's the top left image. And then finally, our public webinar, that's just a screenshot of Karen presenting one of her slides on the bottom right. So each of these products are new. They're additional to the data narrative just to be able to create different methods for people to take in the information. We all have different learning styles and ways we like to learn and receive new information. So we just wanted to make sure we had different products for each user so we can get more of this great research out to the general public and to our partners. All right, next slide. And then also I looked back at our 2025 web analytics. So for the year, we did see an increase in the users and traffic to UDRC's website. So we had 7,300 active users who engaged with our website, and that was 2 times higher than 2024. As for overall page views, we had 12,000 total page views on the website. That's about 2,000 views higher than 2024. And then we had 1,440 total views of our 2025 data narratives, and that's twice as high from last year. So we're seeing increased numbers across the board. I think we're seeing higher numbers on our data narratives. We did publish an extra or an additional one than we did from 2024, so that might be why we're seeing a higher number there too. As well as our public webinars. Since we were doing that, we were sending out a lot more email invites for that to our stakeholders as well as new audiences. That could also be why we were seeing more people engaging with our website. And then I also looked at our top traffic sources. So the highest was direct. 61% of our traffic came from direct clicks. So this could be someone who bookmarked UDRC, but it could also be someone who clicked on the link in our emails. That's categorized as direct. So we use Google Analytics to track all this. The next highest source was Google. So that's great. We're showing up in Google search results. If people are looking up topics that our researchers have worked on, we are showing up in those search results. An interesting one is ChatGPT. We are getting some traffic from that. So ChatGPT knows what UDRC is, and we're showing up there. And then it's followed by USBE's website, Bing Search, and Yushi. So those are our web analytics. So looking forward, the projects we have in development, we are working on a P20 metrics type of data narrative with a focus on first credentials. So that's something that Wei is working on. We are also looking to hire a part-time UX intern to help with both Yushi UX projects as well as UDRC. They should be starting sometime in January. We did interviews this week, so we're making our selection soon. And this will be for a full year that this part-time intern will be with us. And then finally, we are looking to do a website refresh of the UDRC website. So not necessarily a complete redesign, but just seeing what areas we could refresh some of the design elements. So that's what we're looking forward to doing in 2026. And then that's it for me. Any questions? Okay, I'll pass it back to Jeremiah. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So that concludes all of the updates that UDRC had, administrative, tech, research, and UX, which is the full component of the UDRC. Now we'll pass it over to public comment. I don't see any member of the public here in this meeting. I believe everyone is either part of the data partners or part of the UDRC. So I think if anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like it. So I think we're just gonna um, open it. No one's available. Okay, great. All right. Well, just want to thank you all for participating in our advisory board meeting. I always like to end these meetings with thanking our data partners for your continuing effort and collaboration and corroboration with the work that we're doing here. We really couldn't do this work without your data as well as with the components that you provide to the work that we do, which includes peer reviewing, providing feedback to initiatives and so on. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We're looking forward to a 2026 and our continued collaboration. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day. So.
Thank you.